Hello everyone, how are you all? This is your educator Vijaya Manorama ma'am. So subscribe my channel Vijaya Manorama Tutorials. So today we are going to discuss the respiration topic from life processes, which is chapter 6 of class 10th. Okay. So before going to start, let me read out the quote of today's. Stay positive, better days are on their way. So be strong and be confident, whatever the situations we all are facing, you are facing, me, I am facing, we all are facing. In this situation, only the thing we can expect, that is being positive, okay, of thinking that better days are on their way, okay. So today's topic, as I said, respiration. Before we have discussed about the photosynthesis and digestive system, nutrition in plants and nutrition in animals. We have already discussed, where we have discussed about that the plants, they convert the solar energy into chemical energy through the process called as photosynthesis, and animals, they assimilate the food digested in the body. Okay, so the chemical energy in the plants and the food assimilated by the animals is in the form of complex organic molecules, that is glucose and starch, that is in the form of carbohydrates, organic molecules of carbohydrates. So to perform the body functions, the complex organic molecules, means this glucose and starch, they have to be broken down. Okay, so this can be achieved by a biochemical process called as, what is this biochemical process called as? That is only called as respiration. That is only called as respiration. The food material taken in this, in during the process of nutrition, is used in cells to provide the energy for various life processes. Okay, so here the diverse organisms do this in different ways. Some they use oxygen to break down glucose completely into carbon dioxide and water. Some use other pathways that do not involve oxygen. The process where oxygen is involved, that is called as aerobic, and where oxygen is not involved, that is called as anaerobic. Okay, in a broad sense, if you understand, respiration is the process of releasing energy from food by oxidation of complex organic molecules. What is that complex organic molecules? That is only called as glucose. Complex organic molecule is glucose. So here we are going to discuss in detail about this, about respiration in plants and animals. That is only today's topic. So chemically, what is this biochemical process? If anyone asks what is respiration, it can be defined as the process of the release of energy in the form of ATP. What is this ATP? ATP full form, please copy it. Adenosine adenosine triphosphate. Adenosine triphosphate. It is from glucose molecules that are broken down into carbon dioxide and water molecules. Okay, so this process takes place in all the active cells of living organisms 24 by 7. 24 hours it takes place. Understand? So here it is initiated in the cytoplasm. Here it is initiated in the cytoplasm and completed in the mitochondria. So how this process takes place, that is only today's topic. So how this reaction, biochemical process takes place, opposite of the photosynthesis reaction, you have to remember. What is the photosynthesis reaction? What is the product formed there? That is only glucose C6H12O6 plus 6 molecules of oxygen gives rise to 6 molecules of carbon dioxide is the waste which we leave out, and 6 molecules of water in the form of water vapor plus energy. That energy is only which energy? ATP. ATP. Okay. So types of respiration, as already I said here, diverse organism, this is in different ways. Some use oxygen, they use oxygen aerobic. They won't use oxygen, that is anaerobic respiration. So here is the fate of this diagram is called as fate of fate of glucose molecule in aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Okay, aerobic and anaerobic respiration. So here the aerobic respiration, which occurs in the presence of oxygen, it takes place inside the mitochondria. Inside the mitochondria, the aerobic respiration which takes place. Okay, so during this aerobic respiration, if sufficient oxygen is available, each of the pyruvic acid molecule enters into the mitochondria, where it is completely oxidized to produce this carbon dioxide and water molecules in three steps. In three steps it takes place. That is only first one is pyruvate oxidation. First one is pyruvate oxidation. First one is called as pyruvate oxidation. Here pyruvate is converted into acetyl CoA. Okay, here pyruvate oxidation, here pyruvate or pyruvic acid is converted into acetyl CoA. Next one is Krebs cycle. Krebs cycle is also called as citric acid cycle or TCA cycle. Here this acetyl CoA drives a cycle of reactions to produce hydrogen. Here it drives a cycle of reaction, this acetyl CoA, to give the product as hydrogen. Okay. So next one is the third process which it takes place aerobic respiration is electron transport chain or respiratory chain. Respiratory chain. Okay, so here what happens in this chain, respiratory chain, where the hydrogen drives a series of reactions which releases enough energy to produce ATP. So 38 ATP molecules of ATP are released. 38 ATP molecules of ATP are released per molecule of glucose as a result of aerobic respiration. Okay, how the reactions are, that we'll see. Here. If you see, we'll be clear with this. In all the cases, the first step is the breakdown of glucose, a 6 carbon molecule, into a 3 carbon molecule, that is called as pyruvate. This process takes place in the cytoplasm. Further, this pyruvate may be converted into ethanol and carbon dioxide. This process takes place in the yeast during fermentation, aerobic and anaerobic. So here, since this process takes place in the absence of air, it is called as anaerobic respiration. Breaking down of pyruvate using oxygen takes place in the mitochondria. This process breaks up the 3 carbon pyruvate molecule to give 3 molecules of carbon dioxide. Here the reaction, if we see, C6H12O6. Here the glycolysis of cytoplasm, glycolysis which it takes place in cytoplasm, glycolysis in cytoplasm, where oxygen is not required, converts into pyruvate. Okay, 6 carbon converts into 3 carbon. Okay, so here again in mitochondria this reaction takes place in mitochondria where 6 oxygen, in the presence of oxygen only reaction takes place, and it forms 6 CO2 plus 6 H2O and gives out the energy of 38 ATP molecules. This answer is very very important for 5 marks or 3 marks. Generally you get in the exam. Here it is aerobic, because here in the presence of oxygen the reaction take place. Next one is anaerobic reaction. Reaction 2, here also the same glucose C6H12O6. Again the glycolysis in cytoplasm where oxygen is not required. Here 6 molecules of carbon only again. It converts into pyruvate. Here the next one is in cytoplasm. Here no oxygen. Oxygen is not required as it is a anaerobic reaction. So here 2 molecules of ethyl alcohol C2H5OH and 2 CO2 plus energy. Energy is with 2 ATP molecules. 2 ATP molecules. Okay. Here also 3 carbon. Here how many carbon? 2 carbons. Right. So next reaction also anaerobic only. Here also again C6H12O6, glucose, glycolysis in cytoplasm. Oxygen is not required. Pyruvate it was converted. Then again in cytoplasm lack of oxygen is there. Here also 3 carbon. Here is 6 carbon. Right. What is formed? 2 C3H6O3 plus energy. What is this C3H6O3? It is lactic acid. First reaction, if you see 38 ATP molecules were formed in aerobic reaction, aerobic respiration. In anaerobic, 2 ATP molecules were formed. In both the cases, oxygen is absent. But here in the first case, ethyl alcohol is formed. In the second case, lactic acid is formed. So, in the first step, each glucose molecule, 6 carbon molecule is broken down into 3 carbon molecules with the process. What is that process called as? Glycolysis. Okay. So the release of energy in this aerobic process is a lot greater than the anaerobic process. Sometimes when there is a lack of oxygen in our muscle cells, another pathway for the breakdown of the pyruvate is taken. So here the pyruvate is converted into lactic acid, which is also a 3 carbon molecule only. Okay, so this buildup of lactic acid in our muscles during sudden activity causes cramps. Okay, suddenly sometimes when you are running in your games period and all, suddenly you feel very numb, the muscle cramps you get there. This ethyl alcohol and lactic acid is forming, it means. Understood? So here is the reaction. This is very very important. Copy this. अगर कोई doubt हो तो you just write down in the chat box or in the telegram link or in the comment section. You just ask your doubt. Okay. So during this here lactic acid is forming. Now during this process there is a buildup of lactic acid in the muscles. So this sudden buildup of lactic acid in our muscles only causes muscle cramps. Okay. So one can get relief from muscle cramps by taking a warm water bath or a massage, which helps the increasing the blood supply, which in turn increases the oxygen supply to the muscles. Okay, hot water bath if you do, the problem will be solved. Okay, so differences between aerobic and anaerobic respiration is very very important. Presence of oxygen, absence of oxygen, where in the aerobic glycolysis process takes place. Glycolysis which takes place in the cytoplasm, and the part of the respiration process, that is Krebs cycle, also takes place in mitochondria, which already we have discussed, that fate of glucose molecule, that one only. Okay, in the anaerobic the whole process of respiration takes place in the cytoplasm only. Complete oxidation of food takes place in aerobic respiration. Incomplete oxidation of food takes place in the anaerobic. Okay, and aerobic 38 molecules of ATP molecules were formed, and in anaerobic only 2 molecules of ATP is formed. Okay, end products are carbon dioxide and water for aerobic respiration, and in anaerobic respiration end products are ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide. In the yeast, carbon dioxide you will find, lactic acid in humans we find. Okay, hope this differences and this pathway of glucose is clear, right? Chalo. So next one is, in plants how it is taking place, how the energy released during the respiration is used. Okay, so the energy released during the respiration is immediately stored in the form of ATP. ATP means adenosine triphosphate. In the cells of the body it is stored. Okay, so the ATP molecule which is used to fuel all other activities in the cells. So what is this called as? That's why ATP is called as energy currency. Energy currency for cellular process. For cellular process. Those who are planning for NEET also, this my classes are very much useful. In detail we are discussing here. So here the ATP is synthesized from ADP. Okay, ADP plus one more phosphate, energy, ADP is equal to ATP. Okay, here what happens, the ATP is synthesized from adenosine diphosphate. Okay, DP means adenosine diphosphate, which is a low energy content. ADP is a low energy content. Okay, so this ADP combines with inorganic phosphate molecule to form ATP. Understood? So the ATP is a high energy molecule, ADP is a low energy molecule. So this ATP gives rise to ADP plus phosphate plus energy. So this energy is used to drive the endothermic reaction. Okay, which type of reaction it is? Endothermic reaction. Understood? So the energy is equivalent to, this energy is equivalent to 30.5 kilojoules per molecule, which is released by the breakdown of one ATP molecule. One ATP molecule, if it is breaking down, it releases an energy of 30.5 kilojoules per molecule. So ATP is used for body functions. How it is useful? It is useful for protein synthesis, contraction of muscles, conduction of nerve impulse, conduction of nerve impulse. Okay, and many other activities which takes place in the body related to the functioning of cells. Understand, main where the ATP is participating is protein synthesis, contraction of muscles, conduction of nerve impulses. So now the next part is how this respiration takes place in plants. Okay, respiration in plants. How this respiration takes place in plants? So both oxygen and carbon dioxide are respiratory gases in the plants, both oxygen and carbon dioxide. So plants respire by taking in oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide. All the parts of the plants like roots, stem, leaf, these all they respire day and night in order to survive. Each and every part like root, stem and leaf, everything they respire. So further the rate of respiration is high in the actively growing regions of the plant. Okay, so plants stomata is the part through which the gas enters. Okay, opening and closing of stomata is the indication of respiration, opening and closing. Photosynthesis during daytime for about 10 to 12 hours and oxygen is released. However, the respiration takes place during day and night, that is 24 hours, and oxygen is regularly used. Okay, even then the percentage of oxygen remains almost same. There is no, every time, each and every second it is using, but still the percentage will be same. Understand? So here the the gases which enters in the leaves of the plants through stomata is the part. Okay, so when water gets inside this guard cells, inside this, okay, so when water gets inside these guard cells, their turgor pressure increases and they expand. Okay, as a result the stomata pores will open. Okay, turgor pressure increase. Okay, when it is closing it means turgor pressure is decreasing. Okay, when guard cells lose water, the turgor pressure inside the guard cells will decrease and the result is closing of stomatal pore. Understand? So the gases in the substomatal air chambers, they diffuse it through the intercellular spaces between the mesophyll cells in the cell, in the leaves, mesophyll cells which are present, mesophyll cells in which are present in the leaf, where both the carbon dioxide and oxygen they diffuses through the plasma membrane. Okay, diffuses through plasma membrane. So here certain woody plants they have. How do these woody plants? Woody plants have the bark or stem. It has pores called as lenticles. Okay, it has the pores called as lenticles for gaseous exchange. So the oxygen diffuse through lenticles and reaches inner cells for the respiration. Similarly, carbon dioxide also diffuses through this part only called as lenticles, which is present on the bark or the stem. Okay, bark or the stem. Similarly, carbon dioxide also diffuses out into the air through these lenticles only. So gaseous exchange, how it takes place in the animals is the next part. So these all are the notes which you will find here. You can just take the screenshots. In detail I have given. So next part is the animals, how it takes place. During the daytime, carbon dioxide generated during respiration is used for photosynthesis. Hence there is no carbon dioxide release. So instead oxygen release is the major event at this time. So animals have evolved different organs for the uptake of oxygen from the environment and for getting rid of carbon dioxide which is produced. So terrestrial animals can breathe the oxygen in the atmosphere, but animals that live in the water need to use the oxygen dissolved in the water. So fishes they take oxygen which is in the form of dissolved form in the water. Understand? So respiration, how it is taking place in the unicellular organisms like amoeba, this is also unicellular, this is unicellular organism, no? Amoeba, it is with diffusion process, diffusion via cell membrane. Okay, so the oxygen dissolved in water diffuses into the body and it is utilized by the body. Next one, if you see earthworm, Earthworm. Earthworm has a thin, moist skin which is highly permeable and is richly supplied with blood capillaries. Okay, through that skin only it takes it it respires. Okay, next, uh, respiration in the higher organisms. If you see insects, in the insects, fishes they takes place, they takes with the dissolved oxygen which is present in it. Already we have discussed this. Okay, so next one is fish, they breathe through gills they have, that through the gills only the dissolved oxygen it takes. Okay, so respiration in the insects, they have the tracheal system. Through the tracheal system only they respire. Here the fishes, they respire through gills. So now the respiration in the terrestrial organisms, if you see, internal conical shaped structure which is present in those organisms, uh, terrestrial mode of life, such as, what are the terrestrial animals? Terrestrial animals like frogs, lizards, birds, and human beings. So here frogs, lizards and all, whatever the exchange of gases takes place through both skin and lungs, right? Both with skin and lungs the respiration process takes place. So now we are going to discuss the respiration in human being. So here it is about fishes. If you see how the fishes takes in water through their mouth and force it past to the gills, here the notes is given whatever we have discussed. If you have any doubts regarding these topics, you can ask in the comment section. Doubts will be clarified. Okay, so niche description box mein my telegram link is also given. You can just click that and join the group. Whatever the doubts you have, all the 9th and 10th class students, you can join the group. If you have any doubts, you can ask me in that or else in the comment section. Okay, so in addition to this, since the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide has to takes place across this surface is very fine and delicate. In order to protect this surface, it is usually placed within the body. So there have to be passages that will take air to this area. In addition, there is a mechanism for moving the air in and out that area where the oxygen is absorbed in each and every organism. Okay, so this is about all the other animals. So now the respiration which takes place in the human being. So in human beings, respiration involves two steps. Respiration involves two steps. One is breathing, and the second one is cellular respiration. Okay, breathing, where the air is entering in and out. Air is entering and leaving out. O2 is entering, CO2 is leaving out. Okay, so containing oxygen and giving out air containing carbon dioxide is called as breathing. And internal or cellular respiration, this breathing is also called as external respiration. So internal respiration, which involves by the energy by oxidation of the food and conversion of that energy which is released into biological usable form, that is only ATP. What is that called as? ATP inside the cell. Okay, so how this respiration takes place in the human beings, if you see the respiratory system in the human beings, which is included with nasal cavity, nostrils, here the holes which are present, they are called as nostrils, larynx, trachea. Here a muscular flap-like structure called as epiglottis. Okay, bronchi, bronchioles, alveolis, alveolar sacs, and the lungs. Okay, About this we are going to discuss now. So air enters through the nostrils. The air enters through the nostrils. Okay. The nasal passage are paired tube-like structures that open outside through two nostrils, which are made up of cartilage only, cartilaginous septum. Okay, that is called as cartilaginous septum. So the inner surface of the nasal passage is lined with very fine hair-like ciliated epithelium and a mucus which secreting cells. So both cilia and mucus check the entry of microbes and dust particles in the respiratory passage. So those hair-like structure or that mucus which is present, they stop the dust particles to enter. Okay, if the dust particles are entering, uh, immediately they will thrown out by the movement of cilia. Okay, so mucus and the rich blood supply inside the nasal passage make the inhaled air moist and warm. After that it entered into the pharynx. Here the air entered, it reached to the pharynx. The pharynx, which is situated back of the mouth, uh, the air moves through this pharynx. So foot pipe and a windpipe, two different pipes are present, which separates with a flap. Here see, this separates the windpipe and foot pipe. We are breathing and eating both together. When we are doing, it should not disturb. Okay, so you are breathing and eating, so no collapse. That's why this epiglottis is the part which separates the foot pipe and windpipe. Understand? So common area which is present. Next, from there it reaches to the trachea. So this is the trachea part. So here once if you see, the larynx is also known as Adam's apple, which helps in the sound production. Okay, larynx is also known as Adam's apple, which is also known as Adam's apple. Okay, so next after this larynx part it reaches to trachea. So trachea is also called as windpipe. A windpipe is a tube-like structure that extends into the thoracic cavity. This complete part is called as thoracic cavity. So here a C-shaped cartilaginous rings are present. Okay, so these keep the trachea in a dilated position and prevent it from collapsing here when there is no air in the trachea also. So the bronchi divides into smaller tubes called bronchioles, which ends in tiny air sacs called alveoli. Grape like structures, you can find all are grape like structures only. So they help in preventing any dust particles here microbe from entering into the lungs. So next after that trachea, bronchi and bronchioles. At the lower end, the trachea splits into two primary bronchi. The right bronchus is divided into three bronchi, which extend separately into three lobes of the right lung. Right lung has three lobes. Right lung has three lobes. Left lung has two lobes. Okay, so two bronchi penetrating into the two lobes of the left lung. Okay, so next alveoli are the actual sites of respiratory exchange. Here you can find actual site of the respiratory exchange. So these are called functional unit of the lungs. So alveoli as the functional unit of the lungs. So each alveolus have a dense network of blood capillaries on its outside. So there are over 480 million alveoli which are present in the lungs. 480 million alveoli. Okay, so bronchi is dividing into smaller tubes called bronchioles, which ends in a tiny air sac called alveoli. Alveoli is called as the, what is alveoli called as? functional unit of respiratory system. Okay, functional actual site of a respiratory exchange or functional unit of respiratory system, it is called as. Okay, so the alveoli is supplied with blood vessels through which the exchange of gases takes place. So alveoli helps in the increase of the surface area for the exchange of the gases. Next part is called as lungs. So the lungs are the pair of highly elastic, hollow, membranous, bag-like structures which are situated in the thoracic cavity. This complete part is called as thoracic cavity. The broad lower surface of the lungs rests on a sheet of muscle called as diaphragm. Diaphragm which separates the thoracic cavity and abdominal cavity. Okay, right lung is larger than left lung. Right lung is larger than left one. So the right lung is divided into 3 lobes, whereas the left one has 2 lobes. The lungs are covered with 2 membranes called as pleural membranes. Okay, what is that called as? Lungs are covered with a membrane called as pleural membrane. Pleural membrane. Okay, so how the breathing mechanism takes place? When we breathe in the air, the muscles of the diaphragm contracts and moves downwards, and the chest cavity expands and the air enters into the lungs. So when we breathe out air, the muscles of the diaphragm relaxes and moves upward, and the chest cavity contracts and the air goes out of the lungs. This is the mechanism of breathing. So inhalation and exhalation, they are called as inhalation and exhalation. Okay, so this is the process of respiratory system. So what is the main thing which carrying the oxygen? Hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is the respiratory pigment which is present in the human beings, which takes up oxygen from air in the lungs and carries it to the tissues having deficiency of oxygen. Okay, it is present in the red blood cells. Due to its high affinity for oxygen, it binds with oxygen molecules very fast and carries it to the tissues across our body. So hemoglobin is the oxygen carrier. Hope you are clear with the topic. Okay, so here exchange of gases which takes place, the oxygen is carried by red red pigment. What is that red pigment called as? Hemoglobin. Okay, this hemoglobin combines with the oxygen and takes it to the all the parts of the body. This deficiency of hemoglobin lowers the oxygen carrying capacity, oxygen carrier. Okay, and leading for the breathing problems, lack of energy and tiredness. Understood? So here the few people, they smoke, lungs get damage. Understand? There is a problem called as emphysema. Okay, in smokers, what happens? The walls with separating alveoli, they break down, leading the abnormal alveoli. So the area of gases exchange is reduced. As a result of this, the heart has to pump more blood, which may lead to the heart attacks. Okay, so what happens here? Walls which separate the alveoles break down, leading to abnormal alveoli, led to heart attack. Okay, so that's why we have to take care of our body parts. Okay, So hope you are clear with this respiratory system. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section or in the telegram channel. So my telegram group is there, नीचे डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में दिया हुआ है मेरा टेलीग्राम ग्रुप. यू जस्ट ज्वाइन. जितना ज़्यादा हो सके अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ शेयर करो बच्चों. बी स्ट्रांग, बी कॉन्फिडेंट, स्टे सेफ, स्टे हेल्दी. थैंक यू वन एंड ऑल. बाय बाय, टेक केयर, ऑल द बेस्ट.